Hello there.
Hey guys, how's it going? I hope you're all having a good day so far. Last time, about 4 years overdue, I finally started a proper stream playthrough of Hollow Knight. Didn't quite get through as many areas as I would have liked to have gotten through, just because of all the usual introduction stuff, explaining stuff, but I got through 2 areas, which is pretty solid. I think that's set a pretty good pace for the rest of the series. I think 2 areas per stream isn't too bad of an objective to shoot for. You know, it's still a fairly long game, still going to take a fair while to get through it, but that wouldn't be the worst pace in the world. So yeah, today I'm going to be attempting to get through the next 2 areas of the game. You just notice the Firefly street lamp. Yeah, there's lots of stuff like that. It's really cute. I'm not sure if you can break this one, but yeah, you can break them and set them free as well if you want, which is quite cute. Right, so where we left off last time, I had just arrived in the Queen's Station, which is basically... It's basically like the King's Cross of the Hollow Knight world. It's like the big stag station that connects to all of the others. Unfortunately, all of the other routes are locked off at the moment. You can't just go from here and go to every area in the game right now. That would be absurd. But where we can go is over to the right here and properly enter Hollow Knight's 3rd major area. Welcome to the Fungal Wastes. We're going to take a quick second to listen to some, I guess we can call it music. It's far from being on the level of something like Green Path, but I've always really liked this one. It just has kind of a nice, like, silly, playful vibe to it, which I think fits the Fungal Wastes as an area really, really well. And honestly, that kind of sums up the Fungal Wastes in general. Musically and visually, yeah, it's not as appealing as something like Green Path, but it's just a really fun area to explore with a lot of really fun enemies. The mushroom aesthetic is really nice, and it carries through basically the whole area. It didn't, like, hook me in the same way that Green Path did. I mean, I was already hooked when I got here on my first playthrough, but I definitely had an absolute blast playing through this area, and I've been looking forward to doing it again, because on both of my previous Hollow Knight stream attempts, the 2 Steel Soul runs, they both ended in this area. So it's going to be nice to actually finish this area on stream and show off the area after this, because that one, I'm really looking forward to, but we'll get there when we get there. So yeah, there are a lot of really silly looking enemies in this area. This guy is one of them, and I love him. He's basically just a giant balloon, and we've got some little balloons over here. Right, there is a bit of paper on the floor, so I think we can all work out what that means by now. We can hear the humming as well. Here he is, Mr. Cornifer. Ah, my short friend, you've caught me at the perfect time. I'm just about finished charting these noxious caverns. Very territorial types make their homes within this area. I'd suggest avoiding them where possible. Further below, some strange thin creatures gave me quite a scare. They seemed an intelligent bunch. In my youth, I'd have braved their caves, but I fear my matured physique wouldn't be able to outrun them were they to turn violent. Yeah, I'll take a map. Thank you very much. Now, the Fungal Wastes have a pretty unique mechanic that set them apart from some of the areas in the game. I mentioned that they don't initially tell you how to pogo. This is the area where they first start trying to get you to think about doing it. Because these mushrooms are kind of bouncy, but you don't really get much height off them, and you can't really jump off them either. But if you pogo, you fly really, really high. It kind of reminds me of Super Metroid in a really good way, where the game environment just kind of encourages you to experiment and learn how to do this sort of stuff, and then you can go back and on a second playthrough, apply it earlier than the game would have told you about it. I don't think there's actually much I can do down here at the moment, is there? No, okay. Right, let's head back up to the main path then. But yeah, I've always found these mushroom things really fun to use. Better than pausing the game and forcing you to read a tutorial. Exactly, yeah. It just goes, hey, here you go, try some stuff out until you succeed. And then you think about how you succeeded and go, actually, maybe I could do that in some other places. You, I think, are too high for me to hit. Yeah, okay. Oh, that was close. Okay, you are also just about too high. If you come down a little bit, I might be able to get you. There we go. Oh god, these guys are annoying. They're basically like the ones in Green Path that explode. They just take an extra hit. Oh. Has been a little bit too fancy there. Right, up here are some of the most annoying enemies in the game. These guys basically shoot bombs at you, and they will do double damage. They are horrendous. And that one always catches me every fucking time. I've never avoided it. In all of my playthroughs of this game, I have never not been hit by that one, and it's... ugh. What you really should do is kind of wait. You should wait for it to explode before you try and pick up the thing. And I never do. I never do. I'm just not patient enough. It's a bit of a character flaw. You can damage them, but honestly, a lot of the time, it's not even worth it. Like, they take a lot of hits. If you're close to them doing it, chances are they're probably going to shoot one of those things out and blow you up anyway. You're best off just running. Okay, that should stay there, yep. How do I get into there again? I cannot remember. I'm pretty sure it's... Oh, yeah. Well, you don't get in there by falling in the acid, that's for damn sure. Okay, that is not important. I know what that is. That is something incredibly minor. Okay, maybe I just can't get in there at the moment. Maybe that's something I need a later power-up for, so I'm going to put a marker on my map. Now, you do have to be very careful while you're in the map screen, because as you may have just noticed there, the game hasn't paused. So enemies can still totally attack you while you're in here. So just don't be silly and you'll be fine. Right, that way is locked. Thank God for the Gathering Swarm. Makes everything so much less tedious. Oh, these guys. I have a history with these guys. I love them. They're really funny. But these are the guys that ended my very first stream. These are the ones that killed me. Because their movements can be a little bit tricky to get the hang of. They are very erratic enemies. They're not too hard if you just take your time with them. But if you get a few of them in one place, it can be quite easy to get overwhelmed. The thing that always catches me with them is the trail that they leave behind. I always manage to just miss them and then, like that, basically, get hit by the trail. I love the noises they make, though. They're so funny. And there are little guys as well. They don't really do anything. They don't hurt you. You can just kill them if you want, though. Right, let's open that. I don't want to go up there just yet. I think there's something in this room that I've missed. Maybe not. Was there really nothing in here? Okay. I can kill those guys. That doesn't really get me anything, though. Oh, here's another fun enemy. These are kind of like another mini-boss enemy. They're not like a true mini-boss, but they're effectively one. I believe they're called Shroomal Ogres. And I love their attack. They just whack their face into the ground without a care. It's just so funny. Now, these guys actually have a defense. You can't pogo them. Their head is just bouncy. You will bounce off them and not do anything. Right, there's one of them killed. Everything's a lot easier with just one enemy. Toad's let himself go. Wow, poor Toad. You know, he's lived a long life. He's allowed to let himself go if he wants to. Ooh, I forgot that they give you a charm notch. Nice. So yeah, you're not just limited to 3 charm slots. You can collect more as you go throughout the game. I think most of them you buy. There's only a few of them that are actually hidden around the world. Most of them come from a specific shop. When I find a bench, though, I am going to swap my charms around a little bit. I think there should be one coming up. Yeah, there's one up here, definitely. Some tricky platforming here, though. I have lost way too much health in this bit of the area. I'm a little bit embarrassed to admit how close to dying I've come because of that bit. In fact, I'm pretty sure I lost a load of health platforming in this area and then died to one of the mushroom guides in the next room. And that's how my first stream ended. Anyway, yeah, here's a... the game says it's a bench, but that is clearly a corpse. This weird-looking fellow is Leg Eater. Don't try to sneak past me. I can smell you. Do you collect a lot of Geo? Give me Geo and you can see something nice. I'm going to pay to see something nice. Let me show you then. Take a look. Do you want them? If you really, really want them, I'll trade them for more Geo. More Geo. So, Leg Eater here sells some very interesting charms. These are the Fragile charms. We have Fragile Heart, which will give you more health. Fragile Greed, which will cause enemies to drop more money. And Fragile Strength, which will just increase your strength. But the catch to all of these is that if you die, they will break and you'll have to come back to Leg Eater to get them repaired. And that will cost you more Geo. There is a way to upgrade these so that they don't break, but it's a lot later in the game and it's very expensive. During a regular playthrough, I don't tend to use these very much, because I do tend to find that I'm a bit more risky in a regular playthrough, because there's really no penalty for dying, and so they just don't kind of mesh with my playstyle. However, if you are doing a permadeath Steel Soul run, there's basically no penalty for using these, because if you die, you end the game anyway. So you might as well just whack them all on and get a massive boost. I think for the time being, I am going to buy Fragile Greed, though. I think if I play carefully, that could be a good investment. Let me actually go put it on. So I think I'm going to go... going to get rid of Stalwart Shell. I want to keep Gathering Swarm, I think. Let's go Fragile Greed. And then let's go Thorns of Agony. Why not? That sounds like a good combo. Thorns of Agony will actually be pretty helpful with helping me to deal damage to some of the enemies in this area, because some of them are actually quite tricky and I do take a lot of damage to them. Right, now this is one area where looking down is very important, because if you just drop, you are going straight into the acid, and no one wants that. Okay, nice. Made it out without getting hit. That makes a change. This guy. This is the specific exact one that killed me. So, I'm getting my revenge. There we go, he's dead. Oh, ow. Oh god, ow. Yeah, the hitboxes of some of these balloon enemies can be a bit weird sometimes for pogoing. Right, this door here is really weird. Because it looks like a door of some kind. Well, it is a door. And it looks like maybe you'd be able to find some way to break the chains and open it and go through. And you can get to the other side of this door. But the door, it never opens. It's just always sealed. And I have no idea why. Considering Team Cherry usually like to create connections between areas just for the sake of having them, really, it does feel a bit weird that they didn't connect that one. Ooh, that was a bit dicey. Worked out, though. Oh, I forgot that those could actually damage you as well, not just the bombs. Oh my god. Alright, let's get in there quickly. It would be really, really annoying if I just equipped Fragile Greed and I instantly die. I would not feel good about myself. In here is... We remember the Elder. Someone's grave. Okay, that is something for later. I know exactly what that is. I forgot that he was here. Oh, it's shaking. Something's happening. Look at this little gal. This is Cloth, a backer character and honestly one of my favourite characters in this game. Aha! The tiny steps of a tiny creature. You got the look of an adventurer, so with much in common. Searching for dangerous places, aye? Well, you're on the right track. A long-necked critter warned me of a tribe deeper down. Warrior sort, so she says, and I'm itching for some serious combat. Keep sharp, my adventurous friend. Stay alive, and let's meet again on the road ahead. So, Cloth is a recurring character. We're going to be running into her a lot throughout the game. It is possible to actually miss her and get a completely different ending for her character. I'm going to try and make sure that I talk to her every chance I get, because I want to give her the ending that she considers the best ending. Anyway, the city is this way. Right, if I use these mushrooms carefully, I should be able to. There we go, nice. Okay, right. I think there's a goodie or something up in this corner, if I remember correctly. There's something up here. It might not be a goodie. I think it's a shortcut. Okay. Some would consider that a goodie. Right, there's a platform there. Let's go for it. Oh, God. Nearly walked right into that. I'll take the soul totem, please. Thank you. Oh, hello, Hornet. Have you got a minute to talk about Silksong with me? No? No? You really don't want to? Come back here. Aww. Yeah, this is the way to the city. But there's no going this way yet. The bridge has been retracted. Here ends the Pilgrim's Way. Hallownest's heart lays open before you. Proceed onwards to share in its glory. Soon. We'll be able to go there soon, but not quite yet. Oh, those mushrooms can be a bit of a trap there, because if you spend too long just messing about bouncing on them, you can get blown up. Guess how I know that? Right. This, yeah, I think this connects back to the beginning of the area. Yeah, this is down below where Cornifer was. Now, that is something that this game does really well. There is a lot of loops in its level design. So, while it's kind of a long gauntlet to get through an area for the first time, by the time you've gotten through it, it's all just opened up completely, and you can just go anywhere from anywhere, really. And I really like that, because it makes backtracking a hell of a lot less tedious. Because, yes, this is a Metroidvania. There is going to be backtracking eventually. That's just kind of how this genre rolls. Ow. Oh, dear. There we go, that got rid of him. Hey, Mr. Grub. There you go, be free, my little friend. Is there anything this way? Yeah, there's some money. Nice. I do like money. I think I've nearly paid off Fragile Greed already. Right, what do we have over here? That is the way forward, okay. What's over on the left side there? Nothing that I can do now. Perfect. I love it when the way forward is clear. Okay, these guys. These are mantises. They are very fast and very tricky to deal with. Thankfully, they are kind of glass cannons. They don't really take too many hits. But these guys gave me a lot of trouble on my first playthrough. Ow. Yeah, the key to mantises is basically just to not rush, to not panic. To just sit and kind of react to what they're doing. And try not to get ganged up on. Right, come over here, you. So this little part is technically a sub-area of the Fungal Wastes. This is the Mantis Village. But there's really not too much different here from the rest of the Fungal Wastes. Apart from the fact that there are mantises everywhere. I suppose that is a pretty big difference, though. Wanderers seeking death, welcome. May you find swift end upon our claws. What a welcoming sign. Now, the mantises do have a bit of a difference to other enemies that is related to their story and lore. I'm not going to point out what it is right now, though. I'm just going to see if anyone notices anything. Okay, you are in a really enclosed space, so I'm just going to use spells against you. Ow. Right, there's a bench down here. Ow. Ah! Oh my god. Oh, poop. Oh, shit. Hello. There we go. Let's get rid of you. I forgot that you guys could attack upwards. None of your buddies have been doing it. Right, I don't think I can do anything down to the left there just yet. I think I need to wait until I've got my next power-up. So I'm just going to push forward through Mantis Village instead. Okay, there's 2 of them there. That could be a problem. I'm not sure which ones I find harder. The flying ones or the normal ones. Like, I think the normal ones are technically supposed to be harder. They take more hits. They've got a lot more moves. So there's more for them to do that you've got to react to. But the flying ones, I don't know. They are kind of really annoying. Ah. Oh my god. That is what happens if you rush and don't take your time against the mantises. You just kind of flail around while they murder you. It's not as fun as it sounds. Boot. That was a really unlucky hit there as well. That shouldn't have happened. Can't get you through the floor. That floor is too thick. Alright, as long as I can break even on my health here, I should be fine. There we go, nice. You don't like all the severed heads everywhere. Yeah, the mantises like to do that. They're kind of a warrior tribe. They kill anyone who intrudes on their village and mount their head. Not the friendliest neighbours around. Ow. That wasn't even an attack that hit me there, I just walked into him. Alright, let's go up this way now. They are really hard to fight when they've got a low ceiling above them like that. Because pogoing them does make them a lot easier. And with a low ceiling, you can't pogo them. Right, would you come down here, please? I've got a murder that I need to perform on you. Okay, so this looks really, really low-key, doesn't it? It looks like just kind of a random, any other pickup that we've seen on the ground. But this, with very little fanfare, is our 3rd upgrade. This is the Mantis Claw. It's a wall jump, but it's a very powerful wall jump. Let me show you why. You don't need any fancy tricks. You can just do it on a single wall. I mentioned last time when I got the Mothwing Cloak that Hollow Knight was a little bit different from other Metroidvanias, and with the Mothwing Cloak I used the example that there were 2 main paths forward you could take, rather than just 1. However, that was just the training wheels. The Mantis Claw is where Hollow Knight just completely opens up. To say that Hollow Knight doesn't have a main sequence that you need to go through would be a lie. There is a main sequence, it's just that the main sequence is kind of broken up into a few parts, and depending on which way you go, you can do those parts in different orders. Honestly, I don't know how many different ways there are to go through this game. People have just found routes that I would never even think of. Speedrunners go one way, explorative people go another. However, I would say that there is a route that is kind of more the main route than any other, and it's the route that I think most new players would end up taking because it's the most signposted. And for the sake of just presenting the game, I'm going to show that route. However, from this point onwards, if you really wanted to, you could go out and basically reach every single area in the game with very little getting in your way. The only things that would really hold you back are just how strong some of the enemies can be and how unprepared you are. And then there are some specific roadblocks once you get into those areas. But now, Hallownest, the whole world is your oyster. You can go where you please. And I just really appreciate that freedom that they give you here. They kind of just trust you to explore and do what you want in the world. Alright, I would like to go up this way while I'm here. I messed that up.
Pesky bee.
Hey, Rinley, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? There aren't any bees in this area. That's later on in the game. This is the Mantis village. Let's open that up. You got home at 8 PM. Ooh. Yeah, that sounds awful. Right, now that I've opened that, this area has changed. The floor has opened up, and I would like to go down. This isn't what I would describe as the main path, but it's something that I'd like to do now. Because there's something pretty damn cool down here. Just gotta be careful with how I go down. Nice. There are two of those guys there. Just got to remember the way. Oh my god. Did some house viewing, found a really nice place, but you'd have to live with a really nice old Irish lady with rules. Huh, yeah, I'm not sure about that part. The house, though, sounds great. Hopefully you find what you're looking for. Alright, let's get rid of you. Okay, I think I'm going to have to go into that room with the two of them. Alright, let's get rid of you to begin with. Is this not where I think it is? No, it's not, but it does lead to this, which might be what I'm thinking of. Okay, yeah, it looks like it. The room has its own living room, dining area, and a loft-style bed. The only rule which is understandable is to only have one visitor per week. I mean, most weeks I don't even have that, so I could probably live there quite easily. Let's open that up. Then slowly drop down here. Alright, gotta be very careful here that I don't knock myself into those spikes. She was flexible with staying over for 2 days max. So, I mean, that's pretty fair. I wouldn't want my guests to stay over that long anyway, so I could live with that. Well, I tell a lie. I've had guests stay for a week, but most of the time they only stay for like 2 days. Ow. God, my hands are getting really sweaty. That's how you can tell that I'm properly tryharding this game. Okay, so this is a boss fight. But unlike the other boss fights that we've encountered up until now, it doesn't just begin when you enter the room. You have to manually challenge them yourself. And the reason for this is to make the player think if they're actually ready for this. Because while this is the third main boss that we've encountered, this isn't technically meant to be the third boss in the game. What they expect to happen is that you will go, you know what, I can do it. You will get your ass handed to you because they're a lot harder than anything you fought up until now. And then on your way back to retrieve your shade, you will run into Quirrell again, who only spawns if you die to these bosses, and he will tell you how to upgrade your weapon. And so the idea is you lose to these guys, hear about upgrading your weapon, and think, ah, okay, maybe I should go and do that. However, I have played this game many times before. I have fought this boss many, many, many times. And on my permadeath run, when I finally succeeded, I fought this boss now. And it actually went pretty well. So, maybe I'm being a little bit cocky here, but I'm going to fight it. And while I do, you guys are going to listen to some really good boss music. You didn't think you were just going to fight them one at a time, did you? That was just the warm-up. Right. So what I really love about this boss is that you basically just... A lot of the best Hollow Knight bosses are described as a dance, basically. You just have to see what the boss does and basically just perfectly react to what the game wants you to do. And when you finally succeed at doing that, it feels so, so good. Now, the first phase isn't too bad. This phase is where it really starts to get tricky. You just got to really, really know where your windows are for healing if you want to heal. And sometimes you just need to learn, you know what, I'm not actually going to go in for that attack. Okay, that's definitely a healing moment there. Okay, I will I will catch up on chat when I'm done with this. I really need to focus on this one. But yeah, without the first damage upgrade, this boss fight can be a real war of attrition. Okay, my positioning was ever so slightly off there. I'm surprised that's the first time I've been hit on that attack, though, actually, because usually trying to heal there can be quite tricky. The window for it is a lot tighter than it looks. Yeah, I'm just going to stay here in the middle. There we go, right. One of them's down. Once one of them is down, it gets a little bit easier. I don't think that's a bad thing, though. Like, I feel like you've earned that easiness at that point. Nice. I did it. It's like Dark Souls. It basically is, to be honest. There's a reason that a lot of people basically call Hollow Knight 2D Dark Souls, and it's not just because of how it handles its story. It's to do with the boss fights as well, really. They are basically... It's a lot faster than Dark Souls is, but a lot of the design that goes into the bosses is very, very similar. So, travel to work is around an hour, but it's better than traveling an hour and a half. Yeah, an hour and a half sucks. That is, yeah, that is not fun. So, you don't actually get a new power-up for beating these guys. Instead, they open the way to an area. We're not going into that area just yet. I'm going to give you a brief look at it. This is Deepnest. There's a lot of bugs in here. This is a spooky place. We do not want to go here. While I'm confident that I can handle the Mantis Lords right now, I am not feeling confident about my chances in Deepnest. However, there is one more reward that you get for... Well, technically two more rewards that you get for beating the Mantis Lords. First of all, look how much more peaceful this is. So unlike basically every other enemy in the game, the Mantises aren't just wild enemies out for blood. They are an intelligent people, they still have their wits about them, and by beating the Lords, you've earned their respect. And they won't fight you anymore. In fact, these guys actually bow to you. So you wouldn't actually be able to come into this room before, because this guy would see you, he'd hit the lever and block you off from getting into it. But now that I've earned their respect, I can come in here as I please. You can still fight them if you want to, by attacking them, but why would you do that? Good people don't do that sort of thing. Right. Now that I can actually get into here, I can come and get my main reward. Which, in my opinion, is one of the best charms in the entire game. This is the Mark of Pride. I will go and equip that in just a second to show what it does. In fact, you know what? I'm going to go do it now. So, it's a very simple charm, but it's very, very effective. Right, I need 3 slots, so... I guess I'm getting rid of Fragile Greed. Basically, what it does is it extends the reach of your nail. So you can attack enemies from a much safer distance away. The downside to this is... if you're using it in platform-heavy areas, it can kind of screw with you a little bit, just because you're used to one range on your pogo, and now suddenly the range is a lot higher. But if you can get past that, it is a really, really, really good charm. Earn their respect. You sure it's not just because you walked into their village and slaughtered everybody? Well, I didn't kill the Lords. I just beat the Lords. They yielded. They didn't die. And the Lords are the ones that matter, right? You know, they're the important ones. Right, there's a Hallownest seal up there as well. Now that I have both the Mantis Claw and the Mark of Pride, I would like to do a little bit of exploration here in the Fungal Wastes, because there's quite a lot that I can do here now. Quite a lot of goodies to find. I would also like to briefly head back to Fog Canyon, because I'm pretty sure that there's something there that I can get now. In fact, I want to go up this way. This is a thing. We'll get to what that is probably in a future stream. I doubt we'll be seeing that today. I'll take a journal, though. Thank you. Oh dear, nearly fell there. So I believe this up here connects back to the way into the village. Yeah, here we go. So that is a shortcut back to the road to the City of Tears. Well, I suppose it hasn't been called that yet, just the city. Getting a little bit ahead of myself there. However, if I come this way, there is something that I can do nothing with yet. Okay, good. I thought I could do something here now. Never mind. I was wrong. I was very, very wrong. Right. I do not want to go towards the city just yet, though. I would like to come this way. Because I can now go and do... Oh, God. I can now go up this way. And explore this left side of the fungal wastes. I don't know why, but I always find just repeatedly bouncing off these guys and seeing how many I can chain together really fun. Maybe that's cruel of me? I don't know. Alright, slip under him. Okay, this room can be a little bit tricky. Can I do anything here yet? No. Because I do believe there's something up above me. But getting to it is easier said than done. Especially with that thing in the way. And you know what? Turns out there's actually nothing up here. Okay. Really? Oh, there's got to be, surely. Hold on. Huh. I could have sworn there was... No? Okay. Guess not. Right, this jump can be quite tricky. Ah, there we go. I thought I heard someone. Hello, Mr. Grub. Don't worry, I'm here to free you. Yeah, and there's a hidden room there. Thought so. What's down here, though, first? Pretty sure there's something important down here. Yep, there we go. Spore Shroom. So this is an odd charm. A very, very odd charm. I think I'm going to need to equip it to actually explain what it does, so I will hold off on that for the time being. It does have its uses, though. I will say that. Okay, right. Some treasure down here. Don't mind if I do. So, this is kind of a weird room. There are these guys who only exist in this room, and if you don't kill them now, you will miss your chance to. If you come here later in the game, they're just already dead. They don't give you anything. They don't do anything. They're just sort of here, and they die by themselves. It's very weird. Oh, radiant being, we are blessed. Your rays touch us. Your warmth fills us. Hallownest is born again, united in your blazing image. Oh. I forgot he said that. That is actually, that is actually really, really important what he said there. Right. Let's head back to the main area of the wastes. Wasn't that one of the legendaries from Pokemon Scarlet and Violet? It does kind of look like that one, yeah. Anyway, the game is fucking evil. Because you know what I said about Deepnest? Well, the game said, you know what? I know you don't want to go there, but fuck you, you're going there. This is where my second attempt at permadeath failed, because I forgot about the trap and I fell in, and then I couldn't get out. And I panicked and I died. But yeah, you do not want to be in Deepnest for long. Right now, this place is horrendous. It is awful. These guys are really fast. They are really, really hard to avoid taking damage from. They can jump. They just spawn out of the ground without any warning. Alright, just need to try and climb my way out of here. Now, it is possible to avoid the trap if you know it's there. Like, if you jump at the right time, you can just completely avoid it. Oh my god. But yeah, Deepnest just... Oh, it just gives me the heebie-jeebies. The music is... It's not music, it's just noise. It's off-putting. The visuals are horrific. At certain points, there are just spiders and stuff that crawl over the screen. If you have arachnophobia, this place is your worst nightmare. And the floor just breaks at certain points as well. It's just, ugh. They set out to make an area that would effectively just traumatize the player and make them tense at all times. They succeeded. They did way too well. Oh my god, I didn't even see you there. I really, really don't like these enemies that come out of the ground. They're clearly meant to be like silverfish or something, and I despise silverfish. I find them really disgusting. They just, oh, they give me the ick. They give me the ick big time. Oh, even now my skin's just starting to itch and feel weird. Oh, I don't like it. Oh my god. Oh, nearly fell there. Oh, hello. Okay, I think this is the way out. Yeah, this is the way out. Doesn't mean they're going to make it easy, though. But yeah, with that little brief glimpse of Deepnest, any player now fully understands why the Mantis Lords locked the door. Because, yeah, no, fuck that place. Doing this, putting this trapdoor here, is really, really mean. Like, it is one of the most evil things they did in this game, but you know what? I respect it. I respect that they did that. It's funny. Well done, Team Sherry. Anyway, back to your regularly scheduled nice area. I think there's one more place in the waste that I'd like to go, and I'd also like to return to Fog Canyon. Oh, dear. Oh, this area is so much nicer after experiencing the horrors of Deepnest. I feel so much more at home. Of course, the unfortunate realization about realizing that Deepnest is a thing is, while yes, I did escape, I'm gonna have to go back at some point. Alright. Oh, this is a bit of tricky platforming here. Ooh, that was tight. God damn it. Ooh. Got to really thread the needle here. However, it is worth doing because you get a mask shard. Nice. Halfway to more health. Alright, while I'm here, I would like to use the bench. Hello, Mr. Stag. Hope you're doing well. Right, now that I have the Mantis Claw, there is something pretty cool that I can get in Fog Canyon. Now, you don't have to get this now. I think most people wait until they actually come here properly. But since I'm here, I want it. Oh, I'm going to have to deal with you, aren't I? Ah, never mind. Nice. I can't remember if it's this room or the next one over. I want to say it's the next one over, actually. Hold on, let me just quickly check. There's no harm in checking, is there? Okay, yeah, it's the next one over. Can't do anything here just yet. Oh, dear. Honestly, getting hit is probably the least punishing thing you can do with those guys. Hitting them is probably more punishing because it does double damage. Right. Do I need to go up here or do I need to go to the end? I can never remember. I mean, either way, I get lifeblood for coming up here, so that's fine. It's not a waste. Okay, yeah, there's nothing up here. Cool, right. Okay, now that I'm here, I can go up here. And I can go into this place. This is the Overgrown Mound. Another sub-area. Now, the name might sound slightly familiar, because in the first area, we went to a place called the Ancestral Mound, and we got something pretty cool there. We got a new spell. So, you know, if you put 2 and 2 together, you might work out what I'm going to be collecting here. Okay, that's not anything. I thought that might be a breakable wall. Oh dear, I've got to actually fight. Okay. Thank God for lifeblood. Oh God, there's more of them. Now, these guys aren't too tricky. It's just a matter of timing, really. I mean, that's most things in this game. It's just timing, really. I think that's most games, though, isn't it? As long as you time things right, you're good. Alright, I'll grab all the monies while I'm here. Yes, nice. And here we go. The snail here is dead. He's not going to lock me up like the last one. This is the Howling Wraiths. This is basically a massive area of attack spell that affects the area above you. This can be very, very powerful against floating bosses, and the game just never really points you in this direction. It's just completely secret. You can just come here and stumble upon it or never find it. I think that's pretty cool. However, it is one of your best options for DPS, so I do not want to miss out on it. I definitely want it. But I do like how even major upgrades like that aren't necessarily required. They're not on the beaten path. You can completely miss them if you're not exploring enough. I like that the game trusts that the player is just going to actually engage with the world and explore it. I think there are too many games that just don't trust the player to do that, and because of that, you don't really find anything rewarding from exploring because everything important is given to you. And there is a place for that, obviously. Not every game can be a massive non-linear labyrinth. But I like massive non-linear labyrinths, so of course I'm gonna praise it for being one. Okay, that was I don't know what I was doing there. I think I was just concentrating on what I was saying instead of what I was doing. There we go. Optional upgrades as a reward for exploring are always nice. Yeah, they are. It makes exploring feel rewarding. And exploring should be rewarding. Hey, Karkis, welcome to the stream. How are you doing today? In Mario, they should make the ability to run optional and hidden. Okay, maybe that's taking it a little too far. Obviously, they should do that in Sonic instead. You have to walk. You have to earn the ability to go fast. Oh, shit! Right, I'm just going to double check the bank while I'm here. How much money did I put in? I've got a certain amount that I would like to deposit. Hello, dearly. Keen to do some banking? 500. Okay, that's fine for now. I'll hang on to the money that I've got. Goodbye then. Stay safe. And what I'm working towards with the bank isn't until much later in the game anyway, so there's really no reason to put any more money in now. Instead, I think there's one more thing that I'd like to pick up, and then it's time to move forward. Ah, I know what I was going to do. I forgot to go and put Spore Shroom on. Because there's actually a few places that I can use it and show off one of its weirder functions. So, I'm going to swap out Gathering Swarm, I think, because I think Spore Shroom is only a single notch. Yes. And in order to show off what it does, I'm going to go find some soul. Oh, can I not wall jump that? Okay. Alright, game, if you say so. If you say I can't wall jump it, I can't wall jump it. Right, you're going to give me some soul. So, with Spore Shroom, basically, whenever you heal, it will release a cloud of spores that will damage enemies. It's really, really situational. Most of the time, you're not going to be like standing right next to a regular enemy when you heal. And bosses move around a lot, so it's not really going to catch them off guard that often. However, there are a few particular boss fights where it can be quite useful. It's a very situational charm, but the situations where it can be used do exist, so it's not completely useless. However, it does also have a secondary function that is weird. And that function is basically lore. All of these weird bowls that we've seen around the area are actually lore tablets, but you can only read them with Spore Shroom equipped, because it allows you to read the hidden language of the mushrooms and tap into their hive mind. Warily shall we accept the will of the worm. Its prescience shields us, fate and future we shall entwine. The will of the worm, eh? I cannot do this now, can I? Oh dear. I feel like I should be able to do this now. Maybe not. Okay, you're going to be an annoying... You're going to be an annoying son of a bitch, aren't you? Yes. Oh, there we go. Nice. Okay, I can totally do this now. I'll take my Wanderer's Journal. Thank you. Okay, this isn't really that long of a route. Yeah, I can just keep going this way. Oh, hello, you've respawned. Just gonna grab some soul off of you. Not gonna fight you, because that will take ages. So, Leg Eater is up this way, as I showed off earlier. But now that I have the Mantis Claw, I could theoretically climb all the way up if I wanted. And that actually connects back up with the Crossroads. I did mention that there was another way to reach this area, and that path is where that path would lead you. However, I just prefer coming through Fog Canyon and the Queen Station because I feel it gives you a better loop of the area. You get the map, you get a stag station, and you don't have to loop back on yourself to get those. Whereas you would if you come by the Crossroads. Oh, poo. Every time. Okay, yeah. Want to keep going through here. Past where Cloth was. And I could definitely do with some health. I don't think there's a bench near me, is there? No. There's one at the bottom of Mantis Village. Which, I mean, Mantis Village is safe now, so I could go and get that quickly. Yeah, you know what? I think I actually will. Actually, I could probably cut through on the left there and get the one near the Mantis Lords. They're about the same distance from here. But just if I die trying to get into the city, I don't want to have to come back all the way through the Fungal Waste here, not the Crossroads. This is not the Crossroads. There are too many areas in this game. Sometimes I get them mixed up. I'm sure you can let me off for that. Especially since, you know, it is a work evening. I've been using my brain all day. I've been being clever and doing clever things. And that's quite tiring. You can't keep that up all day. Okay, onwards then. To the area that I named the stream after. I came out the wrong side. I want it to be on that side. There we go. god. These mushrooms are quite annoying sometimes. Okay. It's time to follow after Hornet then. Maybe this time she will finally answer my questions about Silksong. So, basically this area is a wall jump puzzle sort of platforming area thing, really. It's basically just a test to see how well you've learned to use it. I don't need you. I'm going to actually hang on to you just in case I make some stupid mistakes here like that. There we go. I can activate that and build part of the bridge. So it is quite nice. You don't need to make the entire thing in one go. Let's just pretend that didn't happen. And there we go. It's not the hardest platforming challenge in the world, but it can be a little bit tricky. Anyway, you remember back in the Forgotten Crossroads, when I beat the False Knight, I got an item called the City Crest. This is what it's for. If you skip fighting the False Knight, like I said that you could, you can't actually get into the city now until you go back and kill him or find another way in. So there is actually a consequence to skipping that boss. A large knight statue. There is a socket on its chest. Insert the City Crest. Okay, in we go. And we're locked in. There's no way out. Although I think there might actually be a way out up here. Is there? Can I do the way out now? No. Okay, no, there is no way out. I was worried that I was about to undercut the moment, but no. We are locked in. Welcome to the City of Tears. Okay, good. I don't think the music plays yet. And that's good because I'm waiting for a specific moment for us to listen to the music. Okay, can't go this way yet. Ooh, these guys are tricky. These are proper warriors. Got swords and everything. And yeah, just like with most other exploding enemies, those guys will do double damage if they catch you. That's kind of just a trend throughout the game. Double explosions tend to just mean double damage. Right, the music has started, but I don't want to listen to it just yet. I'm saving it for a very special moment. I will say, though, this area is gorgeous. Every area up until now has been some variation of a cave. You've got a town that's kind of in a big cavern. You've got just a bunch of standard caves. You've got overgrown caves. You've got mushroomy caves. But here in the City of Tears, we have reached the first true sign of civilization. We're inside a building. This isn't a cave, this is a building. It's got windows, it's got doors, it's got walls. And outside it's just raining. Constantly, without end. The great gates have been sealed. None shall enter, none shall leave. Here we go. This is the moment that I was waiting for, to listen to this music. Let's sit with Quirrell and just chill and take in the vibes. I adore the City of Tears. I said previously that Green Path is where the game first really got its claws into me. But if I were to pick a moment where I think I truly fell in love with Hollow Knight, it was this moment right here. Sitting on this bench with Quirrell, just taking it all in. The music here, and this is only the first half of the music. There is a second part to it that we will hear later that is even more beautiful. But the music here is just gorgeous. I love the instruments they've used. The melody's really nice. It just has this really melancholic, somber, relaxing vibe to it, which a lot of the tracks in this game do have, but this one in particular really stands out. And then you've got the sound of the rain on top of that as well. And I don't know about you guys, but when I'm sat inside, cozy and warm, and I can just hear the sounds of rain outside, that is really, really relaxing. That is a lovely noise to hear. And this moment just captures that vibe completely. I love the City of Tears. It is a gorgeous area. It's fun to explore. It feels different from the other areas in the game because it is an actual bug-made location. They cooked with this one. Team Cherry did a phenomenal job, and I think they handle the build-up to it perfectly. You don't get here too fast. It is the fourth area of the game, but it doesn't take an eternity to get here either. What does Quirrell have to say? The capital lies before us, my friend. What a somber place it seems, and one that holds the answers to many a mystery. I too have felt the pull of this place, though now I sit before it I find myself hesitant to descend. Is it fear, I wonder, or something else that holds me back? Now, one question you might have about the City of Tears is, wait a minute, aren't we meant to be underground? How is it raining? Well, that is actually explained, and it's one of my favourite little bits of world building that this game does, but I'm going to hold off on that until we actually get to see that. Anyway, let's keep pushing forward into the city. So these guys, they used to be the city guard. They're not really that anymore now. Something has clearly overcome them. Alright, let's descend. And I think, that it might be time to hear the second half of this music. The music was already beautiful, but the addition of the choir just elevates it so much. It's just gorgeous to listen to. I'm not always the biggest fan of choir music, but when it hits, oh, it hits. What I like to imagine is that the voices singing are the spirits of the people who used to live here. I'm just going to leave that one with you guys. You like how this place looks? Me too, Sam. The architecture here is really, really nice. It really does help it to stand out from areas like the Forgotten Crossroads, even though the colour palette is very similar. Like, you'd think you'd look at two screenshots, and if you just looked at the colours, you'd go, oh, they're the same area. But then when you actually look at them and look at the details, they are very, very different. Now, this stuff down here isn't acid. It's normal water. You can just swim in it. We've got another instance of the boundaries between areas blending here. We're just coming up on the edge of the fungal waste now. There isn't a connection to them here. Well, not one that we can take yet. But up here is something pretty damn important. This is the nailsmith. Have you brought me another nail to be honed? Leave it on the ground and return later if you're still breathing. Oh, I thought you were someone else. After a nailsmith, are you? Well, you found one. I'm not much for talk, but if it's a nail that needs repair, then you've come to the right bug. Your own nail is in quite a sorry state. It's obviously not one of mine. Still, anything can be refined with enough effort and skill, even that broken blade. If you'd like, I can reforge your nail. It'll make the blade far more deadly. Yes, please. As you wish. I'll get to work then. There we go. The reforging is complete. I've honed your nail's edge. You'll find it much stronger than it used to be. Head out there and test its strength against your foes. So, you can upgrade your nail multiple times. However, for upgrades after this one, you will need to find the materials as well as the money. The materials are something known as pale ore, and there are 6 of them scattered throughout the map. And if you collect all 6 of them and then bring them here, you can fully upgrade your nail. I believe the next upgrade will only need 1, the one after that will need 2, and then the final one needs 3, if I'm remembering correctly. Anyway, let's test out our more powerful weapon now. Those guys go down in 1 hit. These guys in 2 rather than 3. This first upgrade, while in comparison to the later ones is pretty weak, just the difference in power to your base nail is so noticeable. You feel so much more powerful. And that's why they really do try to get you to come here before you fight the Mantis Lords. But I'm a mad lad, so I did it the other way around. I shall not be going back to the fungal waste today, though. That is not really in the cards. The way is locked off. Instead, I shall be continuing to explore the city, because there is a lot to do here. This area is by far the biggest area in the game. And it's not even close, to be honest. Oh, these flying ones are really annoying. I can't remember if there's anything actually up this way or if I'm just climbing for no reason. There must be something. Yeah, there we go. There's something. Let's just deal with you first. A Hallownest seal. Nice. That's going to be worth some money. Oh, it's one of you guys. Okay. Yeah, you just jump down there and I'll never see you again. Oh, we got a big boy. Oh, God. They are surprisingly fast for how big they are. Right, let's go down here quickly. Because over here is someone pretty important. This is Relic Seeker Lem. Aye, come searching for rare items, have you? Well, hands off. This collection is mine and I won't be selling to grubby little wanderers. Still, I imagine you come across many interesting items in your travels. Maybe you'd care to part with some? I'll offer a fair trade for each. So all of those journals and seals that I've been picking up, you can sell them to Lem here. And yeah, I'm going to do that. I want the money. A Wanderer's Journal, eh? Though they're common finds about the kingdom, I much enjoy deciphering of their text. Read together, they paint a morbid tale. It seems fate was unkind to most who travel within Hallownest ruin. Another Wanderer's Journal. I might not offer a lot for each, but they're plentiful about the cabins, and I doubt you'll find another willing to make trade for Geo. A Wanderer's Journal. Yes, I'll add it to the pile with the others. I don't know when I'll get to decipher this one. It's long, hard work translating the many languages of the bugs that explore these caverns. A Hallownest seal, eh? Very interesting, this. Do you know of the kingdom's 5 great knights? They're revered figures of Hallownest, often mentioned in the annals of the kingdom, but only as a group. Both their names and appearances seem to have been expunged from history. So long has passed since their time, it'd be a grand achievement to discover their identities. Interesting tidbit about the 5 great knights there. We'll be talking about them in the future. Not today, though. Another Hallownest seal? Pass it over. I enjoy collecting their like, but there's little information to be gleaned of each. Mind you, they do keep a nice shine about them, and there's nothing wrong with appreciating something purely on aesthetic merits. A Hallownest seal, eh? Give it here. Do you have anything else for me? If not, get your damp little self out of my home. Okay, that's a bit rude. Another Hallownest seal. Others have told me there's a statue out by the city's entrance depicting a large knightly figure. Could be one of the kingdom's great 5. I'd have looked it over myself, but the gate's long been shut tight and it's too much hassle taking the long way round with all those blasted husks about. Looks like you don't have any relics on you. If you manage to find any in good condition, bring them to me and I'll give you a fair amount of Geo for them. Right, okay, that is everything that Lem can do for me right now. I would like to head downwards first before I go back up. Because there's something pretty important that I'd like to show off down here, and I'm pretty sure I can do it now. Yeah, here we go. What a beautiful fountain. Look who it is. She's stopped running. Again we meet, little ghost. I'm normally quite perceptive. You I underestimated, though. I've since guessed the truth. You've seen beyond this kingdom's bounds. Yours is resilience born of 2 voids. It's no surprise then you've managed to reach the heart of this world. In so doing, you shall know the sacrifice that keeps it standing. If, knowing that truth, you'd still attempt to roll in Hallownest perpetuation, seek the graven ash and the mark it would grant to one like you. So, we kind of have a goal there, but it doesn't really make sense right now, and it's very vague. But if I check the statue, though. Memorial to the Hollow Knight. In the black vault far above, through its sacrifice, Hallownest lasts eternal. Yeah. We're not the Hollow Knight. Big plot twist, I know. This little guy is known simply as the Knight, not Hollow Knight. The Hollow Knight is someone else. Now, what that has done for us is it has marked the Temple of the Black Egg in the Forgotten Crossroads on the map, because that area is pretty important. If you remember, there were 3 mask symbols on it, and seeing as it's now marked as a pretty important area on the map, you can probably start to piece things together and work out what that area is. Hey, Ben, welcome to the stream. How you doing today? You're in the car on your own coming home from band, so you'll be lurking. Fair enough, drive safely. Hopefully there's no one stupid on the road. She keeps calling me a ghost. Yeah, she does. Right, before I press onwards, my drinks have run out. Just going to quickly pour these. There we go. Oh, playing this game makes me thirsty. I mean, streaming any game makes me thirsty. All this talking. The amount I like the sound of my own voice, you know, you'd think that I'd be used to talking without drying my throat out, but apparently not. Okay, right, so let's start climbing then. Okay, that can go up another level, but I don't really want to just yet. I would like to deal with you. And by deal with you, I clearly mean get hit by you. Oh my god. There we go. That nearly ended badly. Right, if I get the chance, I would like to swap my charms around. I'm not really feeling Spore Shroom. Oh god. The spear ones are even more annoying than the normal flying ones. Those spears can be really, really hard to dodge if you're not careful. I think this might be the way forward rather than an optional route, which is a little bit concerning. Yeah, it is. Okay. Hold on. I like to explore before I press on. I like to see every secret. Let's go up to this floor. Can't do anything there. Oh, here we go. Oh, hello. Yeah, nearly got me. Only nearly, though. You didn't actually get me. Better enemies than you have tried. Oh my god, there's two of them. Okay, up here is a rancid egg, which is just sounds disgusting. Like, no. Why? Why is that an item? Right, let's ride the elevator up. If I can actually use it properly, there we go. And then if we open that, that doesn't do anything. Okay. Can't actually do anything with the elevator. Okay. I guess I need to go back round the way I went initially. Oh, God. Come on, Ben. It's simple, basic platforming. You don't need to mess it up that much. Is there anything in here that you were guarding? Nope, you were just a trap. Okay. Fair enough. Oh, that was close. I don't know how that didn't hit me, actually. Right, let's open that door. And down we go, back into the other room. Let's open those doors. And I believe that opens the one over here. Yeah, nice. I think this goes all the way back down. So you can just kind of use this as a shortcut if you want. Although, why you do that, I don't know. You can just take the elevator and get the same result, basically. But, you know, they did it because they could. And it does make the world feel a little bit more complete, so I ain't going to complain about it. Okay, I don't believe I can actually go this way yet. No, yeah, this is locked off. Okay. So there is an entire second half to the City of Tears that just isn't accessible this early on in the game. Well, technically you can access it if you go one of the other routes that I mentioned, but, you know, I haven't gone one of those routes. Hello, Mr. Grub. Oh. Be free, my little friend. Okay, I know what that is. I'm not going in there just yet. Oh, hello. I forgot that I had to fight you. And yet, you're following up as well. Okay, pretty easy enemy gauntlet there. I do believe I've missed something on the... no, that's... This is the same room. That's where I got to this point from. Okay. Right, I'd like to head up this way. Because there's a bench up here, apparently. And I would like one. Before I head into this next sub-area. Unfortunately, this bench is locked behind a toll gate for some reason. You've got to pay to use the bench. Bloody rich people. Ruining everything for the rest of us. Right, let's get rid of Spore Shroom. I'm thinking... I want Mark of Pride for... Actually, do I? No, actually. I think Soul Catcher. And then... Thorns of Agony wouldn't be that useful. Don't really need Fragile Greed. I've got plenty of money. I don't know if Boulder's Shell would actually be that useful. I guess I'm just going to go for the classic Compass and Swarm combo then. And while I'm here, hello Cornifer. Isn't this a change from those twisting natural caverns? The rain does cast something of a sadness upon it all, but the architecture is simply splendid. Charting such a different space is quite the challenge, though one I've eagerly undertaken. Perhaps you'd care to purchase a copy of my achievements so far. Yes, I would. Finally, we have a map for the City of Tears. It does take a while to get this one. Let's just deal with you quickly. But yeah, as you can see, there is an entire half of the city off to the right that isn't on Cornifer's map that we've just not gotten to yet. This area is massive. Anyway, let's go through here. This is the Soul Sanctum. An area of the game that I'm not particularly fond of. You'll see why in a second. These fuckers are one of the most annoying enemies in the game, and this place is full of them. They're able to fire these homing missiles, and you've got to be careful when trying to hit them, because they have a defensive one around them at all times. They don't take too many hits, but there's enough of them, and they're really, really annoying to deal with that you can quite easily get overwhelmed. And this sub-area doesn't have a bench in it. So if you die at any point in this area, you have to start it from the beginning. It's so fucking annoying. Anyway, do you guys like organs? It's the exact same melody as the main City of Tears theme. But it's amazing how much a change in instrumentation and a change of key can really change the vibe of a bit of music. The music for the city itself is just really calm, relaxing, and hauntingly beautiful, whereas this is so much more sinister. Which it fits, because this place has got some really messed up lore to it. Alright, I'd like to go over this way before I take the elevator up. Because I do believe... Yeah, there's a breakable wall right there, so I'm going to send you down. Open that up and get hit anyway. This is an ever so slight shortcut back to the bench. It doesn't save that much time in the grand scheme of things, but hey, every second counts, so I do like to open that up if I can. And then over here is a very elegant looking locked door. An ornate door made from glistening metal. There is a slot for some kind of key. Can't do anything with that just yet. Anyway, back into the Soul Sanctum. Back to the creepy, ominous organ music. Okay, that connects back up later. Right, gonna have to go in here and deal with the guy. There he is. Oh. Oh, and if it wasn't bad enough, there's other enemies in here as well. But yeah, I find the key with these guys is to stay close to the floor, so that the homing shot misses you and just collides with the floor. That way you don't have to deal with it chasing you around the room. It's easier said than done sometimes, but that is just the best way to deal with them. Oh, poo. Should not have healed then. Oh, God. Now, what is extra creepy about these guys, and I don't know if you will be able to hear this properly, but there's this weird whispering noise that starts playing when they're on screen, and it's just... No, it's just so eerie. Record ABBA. The mind still limits us so. How to break past its constraints. To attain a pure focus. Is it even possible? Oh, someone had a very fancy chair there. Now, I'd like to highlight these enemies that are like little slug things that go across the ground in particular, because they have a very funny name. I'll just head over to the Hunter's Journal quickly. They're called mistakes. Oh, relatable. Okay, right. We've got a mini-boss here. This is the Soul Warrior. And honestly, I find him a lot less annoying to fight than the normal enemies. He's a pretty basic mini-boss. He's basically like a slower version of the Mantis Lords, but with a projectile attack. I mean, they did have a projectile attack as well, but his is homing. Oh, poop. There we go. He's not too difficult. He doesn't take too many hits. Mistake, yeah. Oh, it's painfully relatable, that name. Now, is it relatable because I make a lot of mistakes or because I am a mistake? I'll leave that one up to you guys. I'll take the soul, thank you. Oh my god. I hate these guys so fucking much. Frickin' hell. Gotta love when enemies just come out of the floor like that. I really, really love it. I love it so, so much. Alright, I know another one of them is going to spawn in any second now. Yeah, there we go. Called it. Oh, that was close. Oh my god. I think those things speed up as well the longer they exist, which can make avoiding them even more annoying. Stop teleporting, please. Bloody hell. Okay, can't go that way yet. Need to go the long way around. I need to not fall off the platforms that I'm climbing. There's another mistake here. There's a mistake up there as well. Okay, this room in particular can get quite dangerous. It's a very wide open room, so if you just run through it, you will spawn in multiple of these guys at once, which is basically a death sentence. So you just need to very, very slowly take them out one by one. And not get hit in a stupid way like that or that. See, I'm making these mistakes so that you guys can see what not to do. That's definitely what I'm doing. And if you don't believe me, you're a hater. Oh, come on, that had the perfect angle. Are you kidding me? Oh my god. No, you don't get to fire one while one's already on screen. That's not fair. Ooh. Oh, they have a very cool design. I just wish they weren't so fucking annoying to fight. Okay, I think I need to go up, don't I? Yeah, I can't do anything down here yet. Let's open that up. Then I do believe, yeah, there's a hidden passageway here. And there's a bunch of mistakes inside this room. And there are also flying mistakes. These guys are called follies. Not quite as fun a name, but it's very on-brand. Hey, welcome back properly, Ben. How are you doing today? How was your drive? Alright, here is Spell Twister, one of the best charms in the game, actually, if I'm remembering which one that is correctly. One that speedrunners tend to gravitate towards quite a bit. Anyway, the music has stopped. I think you guys know what that means. Do I want the honest answer or the generic answer? Oh, the honest answer. Anyway, you know what the lack of music means. It's time for a boss fight. I don't know that I necessarily want to show off this boss's music. It's okay. It's just kind of a slightly sped up version of this area's theme. And I would actually quite like to talk through this fight, because this is, aside from the Mantis Lords, which I did out of order, definitely the hardest fight yet. This one is a roadblock for many, many people, including myself on my first playthrough. This is the Soul Master. He is the master of the Soul Sanctum, and he has a lot of attacks, including the same homing balls. But since this area is quite wide open, I find them a lot easier to deal with. He has a lot of shockwaves in his attacks. He also has really tricky attacks to avoid like that, where positioning is key. But I do really, really enjoy this boss fight. Once I learnt how to fight him and I got good at it, it just has a really, really nice flow to it. Oh god, I forgot about that attack. Oh, fuck, yeah, the fake out. God damn it. God, I forgot about that. Oh, dear. Okay, this attack you can heal in if you have the right timing and the right positioning. There we go. He is very round, yeah. But yeah, the main problem with this boss is not only is he very tricky, so obviously new players are going to die to him the first time, but there isn't a bench in the Soul Sanctum, so if you do die to him, you have to do the whole area again, and it can be quite frustrating for new players. You don't technically need to do him now, but I feel like he is kind of the next intended main boss after Hornet. There isn't really another one that would fit that position better. Right, can get a few attacks in on you. Do the Howling Wraith spell. Nice, glad I got to show that off. Usually I take so many stray hits that I never get the chance to do many spells. Ah, I missed him. Ah, poop. Right, nice. Let's do a bunch of damage. Oh, dear. Okay, fake out didn't get me that time. It nearly did, though. Okay, I can technically hit him in the attack where he cycles the orbs around him, but it's quite tricky to hit him and evade through it, so I'm not even going to bother. Anyway, there we go. That is the Soul Master taken care of. He had a very violent death, didn't he? And for beating him, we get our very next power-up. Oh, wait, sorry. Did you think he was dead? No, he's not. Time for phase 2. Okay, so this phase is basically just dodge. Dodge until you get an opening. And here we go. Here's my opening. So he's just going to basically infinitely spawn these orbs from across the battlefield. Then he's back to this. Now, this second phase killed me so many times on my first playthrough, and it pissed me off so much because I thought I'd won the fight, and then it just didn't end. But it's not too long of a phase once you know what you're doing. And now he is actually dead for real. And our reward for beating the Soul Master is one of the best power-ups in the game. This is the Desolate Dive. Not only is it a very powerful spell, but you get invincibility frames during it as well. If you're very good at the game, you can spam this a lot, do a ton of damage to bosses and just not get hit. I'm not quite good enough to do that, but I'm able to use it in certain situations pretty well, and yeah, it's just a very effective, powerful spell. Right, what did Ben say? Well, since you asked, it's not been a great day. Something went wrong at work last night. Oh, yeah, I hate when that happens. Not really even your fault, apart from the fact you were management for the day and you spent all day today just doing nothing but sitting, laying, watching YouTube in some kind of semi-depressive state. Oh, I'm sorry to hear that, Ben. I hope things improve over the next few days. But yeah, I do hate those days where you intend to do something and then you just can never really work up the mood to do it. So the Desolate Dive isn't just a combat spell. It also has exploration utility. Because you can break through things. Oh my god, there's so many mistakes down it. Alright, there was a soul totem up there. I can actually get it now, I think. Yeah, there we go. I've actually got some room for some soul. I know I need to go down in this area. I can't remember if there's anything actually up here. There's a treasure, obviously. The siders in your stream last night were meant to be celebratory, but they ended up doubling as a coping mechanism. Oof. Oof. Oh, hold on. I heard... Yeah, I thought I heard something. Record sender. Spare thought for those consumed. Through their grace we are evolved. No plague of mine shall overcome us now. Look at all of these corpses. There's a lot of them in here. And I didn't make all of these. These were here before I got here. They are just littering the place. In better news, your Leia plush arrived at an airport in China yesterday. Ooh. If it's at an airport, it's on its way to you then at some point. Very nice. Right, okay, can't go this way just yet. Must be somewhere else that I can desolate dive. Maybe? Ah, yeah, here we go. Oh, I saw a grub. Okay, if you thought we'd already seen a lot of corpses, this room has an entire wall made of corpses. There's a lot of dead people here. So, you know that record I just read? About people being consumed so that their minds could be elevated? Basically, the lore of this area is that the Soul Master and all of his followers consumed the souls of all of these people to basically give themselves powers. Yeah. It's a bit messed up. There was another reason why they were doing it, but that ties into the wider lore of the game, so I won't get into that just yet. What I would like to get into, though, is the jar that that grub is in, and I'd like to open it up and set him free. Apparently the UK part of the shipping is being done by Amazon. Oh. And it's not from Amazon. That's a little bit weird. That's a new one on me. The corpses even spill into this hidden tunnel. So many people died in this area. Alright, let's break through there. Nice. Go get some more soul. And then if I break through this one, it takes me right back into the Soul Warriors room. So basically I'm right at the beginning of the area, which is pretty nice. Would be a nice shortcut if there was really any reason to come back here, but honestly, there's not. Right, let's head back to the bench that Cornifer was at then. Now that the Soul Master is dealt with, it's time to leave the City of Tears. Before I do, though, I have a new charm that I'd like to show off. This is Spell Twister. So, basically, what this does is it increases the amount of damage that your spells do. And considering spells are already the best source of damage in the game, yeah, it's pretty powerful. There's a reason why speedrunners love it so much, and they often pair it with Soul Catcher like I've done here. It's a pretty broken combo, honestly. Oh dear, it's you again. Hoi! Watch where you're going, you soggy vagabond. I don't want you splashing me. I've had a miserable time trying to keep dry. I am Zote the Mighty, a knight of great renown. If I decide that I'm going to stay dry, then that's what's going to happen. Curse this wretched city. Water and monsters constantly fall from above. It's no wonder this blasted kingdom fell to ruin. Have you seen them? The guards who still patrol this city even after dying. Being overly devoted to one's duties is no virtue. Oh, he's just repeating himself. Alright, so you, yeah, you mind your own business. You leave me alone. You're a jerk. You're funny, but you're a jerk. Right, there should be a lever over here. Yep, there we go. That should loop round back to the start of the area. Not that I want to go back to the start, though. I want to actually go up here. Through one of the more annoying rooms in the game. Oh, okay, the enemy killed itself. Lovely. I adore when that happens. Saves me the trouble. Ow. Just knocked my hand on the desk again. Is there anything over here? Not really. Oh, the spear ones are annoying because they try and keep their distance from you, so it's very hard to hit them. Okay, there's something over this side, yeah. Okay, one of those again. Can't show off what that is just yet. I am actually going to mark this one on my map, though. I forgot to mark the other one on my map, but I remember where it is. It was, markers. There we go. It was around here, I believe. And then we've got one of them here. What is in the ledge above? More enemies. Lovely. I love enemies. Is there nothing here? No? Okay. Must be in the one above, then. Alright, let's get rid of you. You're annoying. Okay, yeah, there's something here. It's a simple key. That will come in handy later on. Probably not today, but later. That looks like it's got Geo in it. Maybe not. And that's just a platform, okay. Okay, I think I'm done with this room, actually. I don't think there's too much else here that I can do at the moment. Over this way is a dead end, unless I go up here. And chop that down. Nice. There is another stag station here. I'm not going to be using this one, but I'd like to at least unlock it while I'm here. Let's see what the stag has to say. I remember this station well. A common trip it was. Goods from all over the kingdom were transported here. Not a lot was sent back the other way, though. Yeah, sounds about right. You know, capitalism. One place taking all the stuff from another place, not sending anything in return. Alright, let's carry on over to the left here. Ooh, another Wanderer's Journal. Nice. That'll get me some extra pennies. Not that I really want to go down to go see Lem right now. Okay, 150 Geo? Sure, why not? You even have to pay to use the elevators. even if it is a big fancy elevator. So this loops all the way back round to the Forgotten Crossroads. The game has already come full circle. We're nowhere near the end, though. While I'm here, I would like to take advantage of the opportunity to use all of my new power-ups to get myself some extra goodies. Because, you know, why wouldn't I do that? That's what Metroidvanias are all about. Okay, let's open that up. Okay, I hear something. Yes. Is that a vessel fragment, I believe? Yes, that is my first vessel fragment. Nice. I think there's something else here, possibly. Maybe, or is this just a dead end? Yeah, I think that's just a... Oh, no, never mind, there is something. Might just be money. Yeah, I think it's just money. Nothing wrong with money, though. We like money here. Money allows me to buy nice things. The plus side to capitalism. Right, where does this bring me out again? I believe it's near where the Gruzmother was, actually. Yeah, it's around there. Okay, let's head over this way, then. I'm going to be spending a lot of money now that I'm back here. Just need to make sure I don't spend too much. Because these weird noises that were coming from here, they're actually coming from a shop. Now, I don't know about you guys, but if I was walking up to a shop in real life and I heard these noises coming out of it, I probably wouldn't go into the shop. But this isn't real life, this is a video game, so I'm going in. This is Salubra. Ooh, you surprised me. Hello, hello. Come in, sweetling. Come in and make yourself at home. I'm Salubra, and this is my cozy little charm store. Did the townfolk out there tell you to come and visit me? Yes. This is a lovely little village, isn't it? Is it? Warm and intimate and full of life. I don't think she's been outside recently. What were we talking about? Oh yes, charms. I can see you've started your own collection. Very nice. I'll show you some of my own and you can take one home with you if you like. So, Salubra is a charm shop. And she will also sell charm notches. You'll be able to buy more the more charms you unlock. So, I think I can buy these two already. So I think I am going to buy 2 notches here. Because 4 is just not many. However, I don't know if I'm actually going to buy any of these charms right now. None of them are particularly great. Yeah, I think the best one here is probably Shaman Stone. Which... Oh, sorry, no, Shaman Stone is the one I was thinking of when I described Spell Twister. This is the one that increases the damage. What does Spell Twister do then? Oh, it might. I think Spell Twister might make the spells take less soul. Yeah, I think that's what it is. Yeah, I'm going to buy Shaman Stone. I think that'll be a useful one to have right now. The rest of these aren't too useful, as I've said. Long Nail is basically completely useless at this point, because it's just a weaker version of Mark of Pride, and, well, I have Mark of Pride, so why would I ever use it? I will be buying it at some point, because I do want to get all of the charms, but it's not one that I'm going to be using that much. But then again, the game doesn't really expect you to have fought the Mantis Lords at this point, so Long Nail would actually be useful if you're a first-time player. Me, though, you know, I'm ballsy. I fight bosses before I'm meant to. But, yeah, see you in a bit, Sam. Enjoy whatever it is you're off to go do. Meanwhile, I shall continue exploring this area. There's a few places I need to go back to now that I've got some more abilities, and I think I'm going the wrong way. Yeah, I want to go back to the left down here. Because I think I know somewhere where I can get a masked shard. In fact, I think I know 2 places where I can get a masked shard. Not that way. Up this way. My eye is getting itchy. That's really annoying. It's distracting me a little bit. Ugh. You know what? I'm actually going to take the bench just to be safe. Actually, I don't really need it now, do I? No, I don't need the bench for this. I'll be fine. Famous last words. Right, is it this room or is it the next one over? It might be the next one over. Yeah, I think it's the next one. It's not this one. Yeah, I've jinxed it now. Nah, it'll be fine. Nothing bad's gonna happen. Right, I want to go up here now that I can wall jump. Got some tricky timing platforming here. Oh dear, ow. Was a little bit too slow there. Okay, that was very close. I'm surprised that didn't hit me. And there we go. I believe that is mask shard number 3. Yes, nice. One more, and I can get a full mask. And I just so happen to know where one is, if I'm remembering correctly. Can I do anything down to the left here? I might be able to do something here now. Yeah, there's some money here at the very least. I'm surprised I didn't come in here last time, actually. I usually do. Alright, so I can get up here now, and I believe this connects back to the fungal wastes. Yeah. So if I hadn't gone through Fog Canyon, this is the other route that I could have taken. Keep missing words today. Right, let's go down here. So those big centipede enemies, you can't kill them to get an entry into your hunter's journal, but you can find a fossil. A fossilized gome wedged into the rock. It's a pretty imaginative way of allowing you to get that enemy entry without being able to kill them. I do like what they did with that. But yeah, I don't think I'll be going down to see Leg Eater right now. I think I'll stay up in the Crossroads. Who I do want to go and see, though, is the Grub Father. So, let's head up to where he is. Because I've rescued quite a few grubs since I was last here, so he should have some good rewards for me, hopefully. That's not the reason why I'm saving the grubs, though. But, you know, it's a nice bonus for doing it. Hey, look at all these little guys. Aw, aren't they cute? Aw, look at all this money. Here we go, my next proper reward. So this is a charm. This is Grub Song. I can't remember exactly what it does without reminding myself, so I'm quickly going to head to a bench and check that out. I remember it being kind of useful. I think there should be a bench down here somewhere. Next one down. Oh, no, maybe it was that entrance. No, it is the next room down. Okay. Yeah, it's up here in the Ancestral Mound. So, Grub Song, what do you do again? Ah, yeah, you get soul when you take damage. It's not the most amazing thing, but if you're a new player, this can be quite useful. Yeah, that can go on. Why not? And I'll put Gathering Swarm on as well. And yeah, I was wrong about Spell Twister. It is reduces the soul cost of casting spells. Probably should have read that before I so confidently said what it does. Oh well, we're all merely human. We're all capable of mistakes, believe it or not. I know I might seem so amazing to the people that don't know me. They might think I'm just some, like, amazing genius who's amazing at all the games he plays, but believe it or not, I'm not. I'm actually quite bad at games. I'm bad at most games. Hollow Knight is probably one of the few that I'm not bad at. And even then I have my moments. Right, there is... I think I've gone too high. There is another room coming off this room that I'd like to go into. Here we go. So, you can technically come in here and do this your first time in the Crossroads. You are supposed to have the Mantis Claw to do this, but you don't necessarily need it. It's possible to pogo your way up. I wouldn't recommend it, though, because the boss that it leads to is quite difficult, and without the Mothwing Cloak, you're going to be getting hit a lot. Recordings and streams have a way of making people look bad at games they're usually good at. Yes, they do. Yes, they do. So yeah, you can totally pogo up those spikes if you know what you're doing. I completely forgot that the game actually has a tutorial to tell you to look down. But yeah, it's definitely needed in this area. What have we got over here? I think this is just a big soul totem, isn't it? Yeah, it's to prepare you for the coming boss, but I am maxed out on soul, so I don't need it. Can open that up, though. I don't know if that's actually a shortcut. No, it's just a way back, but I don't think you can actually use it as a shortcut. I mean, I don't think it would even be shorter anyway. I think it'd be a bit of a long cut. That's basically your, yeah, I don't want to fight the boss and pussying out now option. But I'm going to fight it. I did see you last night trying to fight that one boss. Right, this is the Brooding Mawlek, a completely optional boss fight. Who is quite tricky, actually. So he will basically swing his claws if he gets too close and shoot these globs at you. And then occasionally he will try and jump on you. He's simple, that doesn't mean that he's easy. And then when he shoots a lot of globs, you've basically got to jump over to the other side. The tricky thing about this boss is that there aren't really many windows to heal in it. And it's quite easy to just accidentally take a stray hit. Like that. But yeah, on my first playthrough, I was stuck on this guy for absolutely ages. I just could not figure him out. Whereas now, he's pretty easy. There we go. I've taken him down. I believe, Ben, that you fought this boss, actually. Because I remember telling you that you could technically get up this way when you streamed the game, and then you very, very stubbornly threw yourself against this boss until you beat it. I think you did end up beating it, but it did take a few attempts. I could be misremembering that, but I know you definitely fought it. But that's how you're meant to do it. Anyway, I now have 6 health, which is really, really, really nice. Being able to take an extra hit is always a big help. Alright, since I am this way, I might as well loop around back up to Dirtmouth and spend a bunch of money. Because what's the point in having money if I could die and lose it all? Might as well spend it on nice things. That's just good life advice. Although actually it's terrible life advice, so don't listen to me, do the opposite of what I'm saying. Yeah, you remember doing a sequence break but can't remember which. Yeah, it was definitely that boss. I remember you doing it. It's the only one that you can really sequence break to that early on. So it couldn't really be any other boss. Right, there is a hidden room up here with a lot of money in it. And then is there something over here? Yeah, something that I can't do anything with yet. Okay. Let's go see Elderbug. Let him know that I'm home safe. I never thought I'd see such a thing. The Stag Station has opened. That building lay silent since before even my time. Oh, I've heard the tales of the glorious lines. A web of tunnels running all through this kingdom. Not that I'll be travelling them, mind you. I'm quite content where I am. Fair enough, Elderbug. You like this place? You should stay in this place. It's safe here. Right, what can I buy from Mr. Sly? I was thinking about buying a mask shard here, but since I just got my 4th one, I'm back to needing 4 for another mask, so there's no point really spending that right now. So I think what I'm going to buy is the Lumafly Lantern. And then, honestly, that's probably it from Sly. The Lumafly, I definitely want that now. This is the point in the game where you want to think about buying it. Because there are going to be some dark places coming up where it's going to be useful. But apart from that, there's not really anything here that I want to spend too much money on. Cocoon Pin could be useful. Vendor Pin isn't really. Hot Spring Pin isn't that. Yeah, I think I'm going to go for the Cocoon Pin. Some more markers. And then the Hot Spring Pin, I think. And then the rest of this money I am going to hang on to. In fact, I actually want to quickly go and get a little bit more if I can. And then I think I'm going to head over to the bank and safely deposit it for something. Because I've reached the amount that I need to do the thing that I want to do. Well, I've nearly reached it, so I might as well do it now while it's on my mind. Probably should have put Fragile Greed on for this. Oh well. Too late now. Oh dear, ow. Okay, I think that should be enough. I think that should be enough to do it. So, let's head back up to Dirtmouth and then head down to the Queen's Station. We'll just ignore this very important room over here. I don't want to say what that is yet, but I feel like you've got the pieces to work out what that is. You've all played Super Metroid. Hey, welcome back, Sam. Not really. I fought an optional boss. I beat it first try, you know, just flexing how good at the game I am, and that's about it, really. And then I bought a bunch of stuff, and I'm currently on my way to the bank. Hello, Millabelle. I've got some money to deposit. Hello, dearie. Keen to do some banking? Yeah, you can take all of my money. Just take it all. Just have it. You know, well, not have it. Keep it safe. Goodbye, then. Stay safe. Alright, she'll hang on to my money for me, and I do believe that that has unlocked something, so, you know what, I've changed my mind. I'd like my money back. Oh. Yeah, you know what, no, you can hang on to that. You know, I think you need more. You're not doing the thing that I thought you were going to do. There is a thing that happens, a reward for depositing enough money, and I would like that reward. I might have to go kill some mushrooms. Let me just go put Fragile Greed on. Oh. I was trying to be fancy and fast, and I fucked it up, and it was slow. Story of my life. Alright, there is one of the big guys up here somewhere, so he should give a nice amount of money. I think I need 50 to deposit money to the bank. And then I'm hoping that should be enough to get the thing that I want to happen. Go on, Ben, concentrate. Don't be making stupid mistakes now. Okay, I'm nearly there. Okay, 3 more Geo. There's probably a guy in here I can kill that'll be quicker than the big guy. Yeah, there's one of these guys. Okay, nice. That should do it. If not, I might need to look this up between streams. But if I can do it now, that would be ideal. Would save me coming back here later on. Oh, it was enough to trigger it. Yeah, she's done a runner with my money. She wasn't a real banker. There is a way to get that money back, but it's going to be a little while before I'm going to be able to do that. But I did want to trigger that as soon as I could. Because while you do temporarily lose the money, in the long run, you do gain from doing that. Anyway, I would like to head back to Dirtmouth. And then, honestly, I'm thinking I might call it there for the stream. I can go to the next area, but there's only 20 minutes left of my usual stream time, and I do like to... It feels nice to not break the areas up, you know? It feels nice to just have a run through an area contained within one stream. Yeah, I think I'm going to finish here. I feel like I've done quite a bit today. I'm pretty happy with my progress. I got through 2 areas, like I said I was going to, like I did last time. I briefly explored Deepnest. I came back to the Forgotten Crossroads and got a few extra goodies while I was here. All in all, yeah, a pretty good amount of progress. We've learned a fair bit more about the world today. We have had a mysterious temple marked on the map. We've had a very vague indication of what it is that we're meant to be doing here in Hallownest. Apparently somewhere there is a grave in ash that will mark me, and that I should do that at some point if I want to perpetuate the kingdom. As for what all of that means, maybe we will understand it by the time that the game is finished, maybe we won't. And I'm sure I can recommend a YouTube video to explain it if you don't. Anyway, thanks for watching, guys. I hope you enjoyed the stream. I will be back on Saturday with some more Hollow Knight, and I'm really looking forward to the next stream, because if I keep up the pace that I've got going now, we'll be seeing one of my favourite boss fights in the game next time. I've been really looking forward to fighting him, because he's just charming. He's a lot of fun, but I'll talk about him potentially next time. Right then, have a good one, and I'll see you later. Bye!